So Jesus.
There's a certain point as a coach you gotta call it quits, which unless you're fucking saving, then you just keep coaching till you're 20,000 years old.
Right. I mean, I see where it's not a bad take, in my opinion, because they both have 6, right? Is that what you said, Ed? They both have 6 Super Bowls?
No,
No.
one has
Oh, no.
6, but the other one has 2.
2? Oh, shit. For some reason, I thought you said both had 6. Okay. Never mind. But I mean, yeah, 6 Super Bowls is tough, bro. And yeah, you say it's Brady, but then again, it's like that's defense that Belichick had when he was winning those Super Bowls that he put together. And I think he's one of the best defensive minds of all time. And
I'll agree with that.
in the NFL, you know what I mean? So it's like just as good as Andy Reid is with offense, Belichick might be just as good and might not be better on defense, you know what I mean? So it's like it depends on what you really like in the head coach. But I get where Mark Vick is coming from, you know, especially what he's doing with the Chiefs now and the fact that they might be Super Bowl favorites again this year and probably again after that for the next year as well. But I mean, it's tough. I'm kind of siding with Ed a little bit more the more I think about it because Bill Belichick, you can't forget what he's done. I think recency bias is coming into effect with a lot of this stuff too as well. You know, like the Patriots had a chokehold over the league for what 12 years, 12, 14 years, and you know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who R Diamond is. Shout out to R Diamond.
You know who our diamond is.
Oh, that's Ryan? Oh, shit.
That's
What's up,
Ryan.
Ryan? Oh, what's up, Ryan? What's up, bro? I did not know who that was, bro. I was being completely honest. What's up, Ryan? But yeah, I think definitely I think Belichick is still the GOAT. I think if Andy Reid can win another one, then you can talk about it a little bit more. But until then, I think Mike Vick is just, you know, speaking about Andy Reid because he loves Andy Reid and he played for him and everything. But nah, I got Bill Belichick for sure. But I get where you're coming from.
I mean, I can respect it. I think that they're both great coaches. I really do like Andy Reid. But the fact that he had those stacked teams with the Eagles where they had Michael Vick, they had LaShawn McCoy, big time wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line, everything, and then they couldn't make it to the I don't even know if they made it to the Super Bowl. If they did, it was only one time when he was with the Eagles, and he never won anything with them. You know, like and so I think you have to put that as a knock against Andy Reid because it wasn't until he got Pat Mahomes, who could probably be the future greatest quarterback of all time. You know, until he got Pat Mahomes, he didn't do anything. Now with Mahomes and Travis Kelce, so you're talking about two people on his team that could arguably be best players on that position. That's when he starts winning. No, nothing against them because I think offensively he's a mastermind, but it's just I can't knock Belichick for Reid not winning any Super Bowls with the Eagles.
True. Good points. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to lose with Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, you know what I mean? They lost to the Patriots 24-21. Got you. Okay. Are you talking about that one year when I think it was that 2018? I think that was. That like it was like a thriller game in Kansas City. It was AFC Championship game.
No, because that's when the Eagles won against the Patriots. Andy Reid wasn't their coach already.
Yeah, that was Doug Peterson, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Let me see. Y'all can go ahead. I'm just trying to look at the different scores.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll be going while Ed does that. So Daniel Carlson, who is the Raiders kicker, he's a pretty good kicker. He's talked about the rule, the new fair catch rule, how you can kind of fair catch anywhere, I think within a 15 or 25 yard marker to the end zone. And he does not like that rule at all. I think he's saying he was speaking for a lot of kickers as well. And he was saying that just the fact that people are getting fair catches kind of takes away the kicker's ability to make a big play. You know what I mean? And it takes away the team's mobility, not mobility, sorry. The team's ability to get more momentum after a score. Like, for example, seeing a big hit on the kickoff after you score a touchdown. That's big. You know what I mean? That's big for momentum and everything as well. So I think he's saying it slows down the game and kind of takes away a chance for a kicker to have a big impact on the game. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that this rule is messing up the game at all? Do you think it's just a dumb rule? What do you guys think?
So the rule is that what's the rule again?
No, basically that you can fair catch within like the 10-yard line on a kickoff or something like that, or
Yeah,
the 15. You know what
we
I
kind
mean?
of touched on it a few weeks ago when they announced the rule. I'm not
Yeah,
too happy with it. It kind of takes away. I mean, I get that it's for player safety, like the NFL said, but it does take away momentum plays. There's a lot of big hits on kickoff that can change momentum. So
yeah,
I'm kind of I'm against it. I like they're just taking a
So
lot of the physical aspects out of the game.
yeah,
so again, this is more towards the offensive side of the ball protecting than the defense. You're kind of limiting the defense from doing anything to make a difference in the game. Because in kickoffs, although yeah, they're dangerous, but again, football is a dangerous sport. Like a lot of the, not a lot. Everybody that's in the NFL, you signed. Yeah, maybe you didn't sign in a dotted line, but you signed up for this game. That's a violent game, and anything can happen to you. And
yeah,
every single year, you see them taking the physicality of the game, which is what makes football away from it. And so now they can fair catch it at the 2 yard line, and they still start at the 20. Is what you're trying to tell me?
yeah. That's what it. Yeah, yeah. That's what it is.
That to me is stupid
Yeah,
because, uh, and this is the actual thing that I'm scared of is, what if a kicker, because some people they're very smart and they're very good at their kicking ability. If they skyrocket it up, right, and then the guy don't fair catch it till the last 2 seconds, and the defender's already hitting them.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Then
yeah,
the defender hits them. The guy is going to be injured because he doesn't know what the hell happened, and then it's a penalty against the defense.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just kind of lame, and I feel like NFL and college is different because I know college does that already, where
yeah.
they fair catch it at the 2 yard line or anything like that. But I feel like there should be a difference between a professional league and a collegiate league,
Hmm.
unless unless we're unless the NFL is ready to admit that they are years behind the collegiate level of football, and that's what they're trying to catch up with all these different rules.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very well said. Yeah, I think I my opinion on the rule itself is stupid. My opinion on what Daniel Carlson said. I mean, I get what he's saying that it's taking away the kicker's ability to make a big play in the game, and that's true because they only get to do what one of two things in the game: make a kickoff or kick a field goal, or sometimes maybe punt on a after a safety. But I mean, I get what he's saying. I think the rule is stupid. I think that there should be a difference between the college and NFL. And I feel like that gap is kind of closing. Like the game's getting very similar. Like for example, I think the college football is going to try to have the clock running on first downs and stuff like that. Like little stuff like that is like annoying. You know what I mean? To see them do. But I mean, I don't know, bro. I think that NFL is trying to make the game safer, but at the same time, it makes the game a little bit more boring. And the rule is stupid in my opinion. But I mean, it is what it is. You guys have anything else you wanted to add on that?
I mean, if you're gonna take something away from the kicking, because I mean, what is the kicker gonna do now? Just absolutely body the hell out of the ball, and it's gonna hit the back of the end zone every single time or past that. So if you're gonna take the ability of the kicker doing anything important in the game, why do you even have it? You might as well just start the ball at the 20 every single time, eliminate
Yeah,
that position. I sad to say, but eliminate the kicker position. You save up whatever money that you have there, and then you can pay another player for that. I don't know. Or you can have the kicker, if they make it through the goalpost, make it count 1 point or something off the kickoff, just so they can
right.
have something to do. Because if I'm just going to kick the ball all the way the hell down there for absolutely no reason, it just kind of defeats the purpose of a kicker to me.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. So Ryan said this rule will really change the way teams rosters are filled out. They won't carry extra receiver or DB well for linemen. Yeah,
I can
that
Yeah,
could
agree with
be.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's true.
you can put anybody back there too. Well, not anybody back there, but I mean, at
I
the end of the day,
agree.
if the ball hits the ends, if the ball just hits rolls into end zone, it's going to be a touchback. So
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
hell? So I agree. Yeah, I mean,
that's a good
why
point. Didn't think
why
about
carry
that.
that?
For sure, for sure. Cool. All right, moving on. So, as you guys may know, Marvin Harrison Jr., who might be a top three pick, next draft, whatever. So NFL scout and some other GMs said that he has a lot of similarities to Calvin Johnson, Megatron. Do you guys agree with that comparison, or do you think?
I
Nah, you
agree
think
with the deep threat comparison. I don't. I mean the body size and going up over people. I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen too much of Marvin Harrison Jr. I've seen highlights here and there to know that he's nice, but I haven't seen enough of him going up over people just like Megatron did. But I can see the deep threat because I always see it's always deep passes to him, and he always comes down with it. But he's always outrunning people. So I see more. I don't really see Calvin because I see like more of just like a deep threat receiver. I don't know about fully Calvin Johnson.
For me, it's very hard for me to compare a wide receiver that plays now, to wide receivers back in the day. And the reason that I
yeah,
say that is because the athletic the athletic ability of wide receivers now are more advanced, or I guess they're better than back in the day. I'm not saying that the athletic abilities from Calvin Johnson's aren't freaking ridiculous. So the man was 6'5" and ran a 4.3 or something like that. But what I'm
yeah,
saying is that the playing, I guess the playing style between both of them is kind of different. I see him more as like a deep threat, like Justin said, um, but not somebody that be catching the ball over everybody or anything like that. And I do think that the route running from Marvin Johnson and a collegiate level is better than Calvin Johnson. That's just me at the collegiate level, because we were talking about Calvin Johnson that came out of Georgia Tech.
yeah.
They passed the ball 3 times a game, and he ran for 400 yards.
Nah,
But
for sure.
I don't think it's fair for Marvin Harrison to be compared to Calvin Johnson at this level, because I don't think they have the same playing style. I don't think they have the same ability. They have different abilities that can make them that can make Marvin Harrison be a great wide receiver in the future. But they're different abilities, different route running, different playing styles.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think the Calvin Johnson comparison is kind of weird in the fact that he's, like you say, he's not mossing 2 or 3 people in the back of the end zone on Hail Marys and stuff like that, right? But he
Yeah.
has some of the most crisp route running I've seen from a wide receiver in college in a long time. And I remember watching him. I watched him throughout the regular season, but I watched him closely whenever they played against Georgia in the playoffs. And he was single-handedly cooking the whole entire Georgia secondary. Like, they were putting a safety over top of them. They couldn't do anything. Ringo got absolutely ran through the whole entire game. The only way they stopped him was by hurting him. That's the only way they got. That's the only way they could stop him. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's just somebody that can take over a game. Yeah, he's a great deep threat. His route running, especially his short close spaces in the red zone and whatnot, is elite. I would compare him to more like a Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? If I had to compare to somebody, a great wide receiver of all time, definitely Jerry Rice comparison. I don't see the Megatron comparison at all. I don't get where they got that from, but yeah, man, I think he's gonna definitely
Maybe
be.
more like Michael Irvin.
I see that
Similar,
too.
similarly, more like Irvin than I see more Irvin than Johnson.
Yeah, yeah, I don't see Marvin's only like 6'2". What Calvin Johnson was 6'6", 6'5", right?
Yeah.
Like a Randy Moss type of
The
player.
only person I see with comparison to Calvin Johnson's is literally a tight end, and they don't give him the ball, and that's Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, facts. Free Kyle Pitts, by the way. Free him for sure. But all right, man. Moving on. So, Josh Allen spoke up a little bit recently as well about the whole Stephon Diggs situation and whatnot, and he said that the media blew that out of proportion. They made a big deal out of it for no reason, basically saying that it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal that he missed camp, and all that Diggs needs to do is work with the front office and the coach to kind of work through some things. What do you guys think about that? Do you think the media did blow it out of proportion, or do you think Josh Allen is just like trying to like save face and whatnot? What do you think?
I mean, there's a lot of players, honestly. If you really look around the league, there's a lot of players that are sitting out of mandatory mini camps. It's just they're not talked about as much as people that are in the starlight. Like, I know Miami themselves have 3 starters that are sitting out of camp right now, waiting on deals.
Yeah,
They're just not talked about like Diggs, but Diggs has to realize when he's a top 5 receiver in the league, they're always going to have spotlight on him. So whatever, if he's not going to show up to camp, it shows he's not happy. So obviously the media is going to cover it. You're not some offensive guard that's sitting out for another $2 million a year on your contract. You're Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Facts.
So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
just
I agree.
it comes with who you are, really. So he has to realize that the media. Well, Josh Allen needs to realize that he has a top 5 receiver. If he's not going to show up to camp, somebody's going to say something about it when their captain's not there.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm not going to repeat the same thing that Justin said, but the other thing is that the way that what's his name? What's the wide receiver's name we were talking about? I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
Diggs.
Okay, yeah, Diggs. I think I know the reason that he has a lot of like negative media attention around him is because the way that he handled himself with the Vikings. If you remember, with the Vikings, he sat out minicamp, then he demanded a trade. He wanted to go somewhere.
You've told me about. He's done this before. This is typical of Stephon Diggs.
I mean, like I said, he did that with the Vikings. That's the thing. Like, he was very unhappy with the Vikings, and so the Vikings were like, well, you just got paid. We're not going to pay you more. We can trade you. So they traded him, and then in that trade they got Justin Jefferson, which worked out for both teams. But the thing is that with Diggs, you have this negative attention from the Vikings, and then for the past 3 years, I'm pretty sure that he sat out the mini camps or anything like that. He's not practicing. There's some type of attention going on, and so if you keep doing that, it's going to keep brewing. And like you said, I mean, he's a top wide receiver in the NFL. You're playing with Josh Allen, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. The Bills are one of those teams that are knocking for the Super Bowl any single time for the past 4 years. So when you have star players sitting out, yes, of course, you're going to have negative media. You're going to have negative attention from the media, exposing all the news out there for you, instead of a $2 million guard that plays for who the hell knows?
Wisconsin.
Right. Like, nobody cares. They care about the people that score points.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Like you guys said, I think Josh Allen is just annoyed about the media coverage about the situation. It was just trying to make things die down, but like that's only going to make things worse. He can't expect the top 5 wide receiver missing camp to not get covered. You know what I mean? I think he's taking things a little too personally. Any team that has a player that's one of the best players in the league that sits out is going to get some coverage no matter what, no matter what's going on. So I think Diggs can be blamed for some of this as well. Like Ed said, when he was, back with the Vikings, he was very vocal about whenever he was upset about something, you know what I mean? And that's just going to make people talk about you more, you know what I mean? So I think Josh Allen just needs to kind of chill out and understand who his teammate is, and then understand the fact that he's a top 5 player. No matter what he does, is going to be covered more than anybody else. And that's just the way the game works, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But moving on, let's get to the fun part of the show. All right. So I remember 3 weeks ago, we talked about which NFL player would be good in the NBA, but now we're going to kind of flip it now. So I want to ask you guys, which NBA player do you think could have a career or just could be a good NFL player?
What NBA player could be an NFL player?
Yeah.
We did that last week, no?
I'm not going to lie. No, we did NFL to NBA last week.
NBA to NFL.
This week we're doing NBA to NFL. I want to say LeBron, but that's so obvious. So I'm actually going to go with one that comes a little different to my mind. It would be John Wall. Just because how fast he is.
True.
I'd like to see him play running back.
How tall is John Wall? Like 6'3", 6'4"? He'd be good. He'd be a good wide receiver.
I thought John Wall was only like 6 foot.
Oh no, John Wall's tall, bro. John Wall's
Isaiah Thomas. Then. Isaiah Thomas. That boy could get cooked.
Yeah, he's short, stocky. He could be a good little running back. That's a tough one, bro. I think I was thinking about this earlier when I made the agenda or whatever. That's tough, bro.
6'3".
6'3". Okay, I was off, but yeah, 6'3", 6'3". That's a big running back, bro. 6'3" running back. That's a big running back.
That's essentially Derrick Henry. not as big, but
yeah, no, for sure. I think also when I did this earlier, I thought about when Draymond was playing football at Michigan State. I wish we could clip that and put it on there. And man got one rep at tight end, jumped off sides, and never played again.
come on, bro.
Yeah, man. But I feel like De'Aaron Fox would be a nice slot receiver for some reason. I feel like he would be nasty in the slot. I also think that who else? Man. Yeah, I would say De'Aaron.
I would say John Morant. I think his athletic ability, you can play him anywhere in the defensive side, and you can play in the wide receiver.
For sure.
And I gotta go. I think a player that you can put him at safety, and he would be costing. I'll say Caruso, just a white safety out there, man. Especially with the energy he brings to the field. I mean, to the court. You put him on the football field, he's gonna be doing the same thing.
Yeah, when I think about defense,
Zion Williamson, we can put him at D tackle or something.
I would want to see
big ass kid out there.
What's his name? Boban, the 7'4" dude.
Oh,
that
7'4" dude.
Oh my God, Boban nose guard. He'll do some nasty work at nose guard.
It's my ball.
Now, if you put a Wemby out there, in football, his legs might snap in half.
Facts.
All he's got to do is just put his arm up and catch it, one hand. That's all he's got to do. Ain't nobody getting up there.
You put a good helmet to his ribs, he's gonna be screaming.
100%.
Yeah, bro. 7'4" on the football field sounds insane.
Nah, but for real, let me take that back. Zion Williamson would be a good D end. He got the size.
And he's athletic.
He got monster legs.
He's athletic. He just can't be wearing them whatever shoes he was wearing at Duke that exploded.
Yeah, man. Nah. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah, that's a funny one to think about. But all right, last topic of the show. So I'm going to this little game again. You know, I like these little games. So I'm going to name. It's going to be a category, and you have to just rank them 1 through 3. Okay, that's all it is. All right, so it's going to be. I'm going to name 3 brother duos. And you got to rank them from 1 to 3. All right. So first one, the Manning brothers, Eli, Peyton. You got the Watt brothers, JJ, TJ, and yeah, JJ and TJ. My bad. And then the Kelsey brothers, Jason and Travis. Rank those 1 through 3 for me.
I probably have the Watt brothers 3, just because Derek is really a nobody.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
We gotta watch this. Hold on. He jumped offside in the spring game and never got back in.
Oh my God, bro. That's it. 37 seconds of highlight, baby.
He's still talking trash. And his team's still talking.
Draymond Green, bro.
That man led a 180-pound cornerback.
Wow. Whoa. What's going on?
I'm thinking about soccer. My fault. 130-pound cornerback.
Jammed
like that. Facts. Okay. My boy got jammed at the line, and then that was it. Had the wrong hand down in the stance and everything, bro.
I like the faking that he was trying to do, but he wasn't moving nowhere. He was pumping them arms so hard for nothing.
Didn't do anything.
And respect to him for sticking to the sport that he was good at, though. I got to give it to him. That's big time.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. But all right, let's get back to those rankings real quick. Let's knock those out.
So Watt Brothers 3 for me, just because I would say Watt Brothers 3 because Derek is kind of irrelevant. Um,
Damn.
True.
So was Archie Manning.
okay, I forgot about Archie. Okay, now if we're saying that, then I forgot about Archie. My bad. My bad. Then I'll have to put it Manning brothers, Watt brothers, and then Kelsey brothers are one, just because they could both solely be the best players at their position all time. Both brothers.
Good point.
Man. I am gonna go with one Manning brothers. I think Peyton Manning. It's Peyton Manning's ability to be a quarterback was insane.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, although he was mid, you can't deny those two Super Bowls. He went absolutely nuts. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
put the Manning brothers at one. Two, I'm gonna put the Watt brothers just because they both are Defensive Player of the Year. That's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Yes, you can say whatever you want about the brother that plays fullback, but the other two brothers are absolute studs. I mean, there's J.J. Watt could have easily won an MVP. I don't even know if he did. He
But
probably
we're
did.
talking about you're talking about defensive player of the year. Both of the Kelsey brothers. You have even said multiple times that both Kelsey brothers could be the best players at their position all time. So how do you not put them ahead of somebody who's
But
won
you can put J.J. Watt as arguably as one of the best DNs of all time.
That's true. I got your point
You
there.
know?
I was just curious. Because
No, I
we've
mean,
said that before, back and forth.
yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not really a big difference between Watt brothers and the Kelsey brothers, just because they won. You know what? I'm gonna put the brothers simply because they won a Super Bowl, which I mean it's kind of unfair to put that on a defensive player. But I'm gonna give them the Super Bowl. I'm gonna put Kelsey at 2 and then the Watt brothers at 3, even though there's not really big difference.
They're sort of like 2A, 2B. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, for number one, for sure, Manning brothers. Peyton Manning, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. You already know about him. Don't have to say too much about that. Eli, 2 Super Bowls, especially when he beat the 17-0, I think it was Patriots, or 18-0 Patriots.
Yeah,
That right there.
17-0. Well, they were
Yeah.
actually no, they were 19-0 going into that game.
Okay.
Was it
19-0. 19-0. That's crazy. So definitely that. This one's tough, going back and forth between the Watt and the Kelsey brothers. Because JJ took over the game, and TJ's taking over the game as well, winning Defensive Player of the Year. That's crazy, I mean, I'm gonna put Kelsey brothers at 2 because Jason Kelsey is an amazing center. Who, if you guys are offensive linemen that love watching the offensive line, you guys know how amazing Jason Kelsey is. And Travis Kelsey, I think, is the best tight end of all time as well. And I can't get over that. You know what I mean? But J.J. Watt, you guys know about him. You guys know about T.J. Watt. So it's 2A, 2B. Like Justin said, bro. It's hard to really make an argument there, but I can't be mad at somebody that puts them at 2. You know what I mean? Either way. So yeah, man. All right, one more. We're gonna do one more, and then that's it. This ranking game. So this is what current players. We're gonna do cornerback edition. So we got Sauce Gardner, Denzel Ward, and Pat Surtain Jr. Rank those 3.
I'm going last.
Okay.
I keep going first, and I'm getting.
I got you.
Cool.
I'll go first. I'll go first for a difference. I got you. All right. 3. I got Denzel Ward. Just because I feel like he's a little bit overhyped. Even though he's great, I still think he's a little bit overhyped because of his speed. 2. I got Sauce Gardner. He's a rookie still, but he's obviously an amazing corner, lockdown corner as well. Pat Surtain is just. I know the Broncos were effing horrible, but they still had a top 5 defense, and a big reason because of that was Pat Surtain shutting down the whole left side of the field every time they had a big game against. Well, Pat Surtain, number 1 for sure.
I'm going to completely agree with Greg. That was going to be mine. I think the Civil Ward is a good cornerback, but he's just not as good as Sauce Gardner, and he's not as good as Patrick Surtain. Sauce Gardner he's a terrific cornerback for the Jets. It was only his rookie season. Yes, he could get better, but he could also get worse. So I'm just going to base it as of career wise. Patrick Surtain is an absolute baller.
Yeah.
He's an absolute baller for the Broncos. He's been a baller since he came out of Alabama. He got drafted by the Broncos, and he has solidified that position for the past 2-3 years that he's been drafted already, which is crazy. So, well, no, 2 years, because we faced Patrick Surtain in SEC championship that we lost with Bama. So,
Yeah.
so Patrick Surtain is for certain, whatever, however you say his last name, is absolutely the best quarterback out of all those three. Not saying that Sauce Gardner is any slouch or he can't be better than him, but as of right now, we're speaking July 5th, 2023. I'm taking Patrick any day.
Facts. I like it.
I'm glad that we can actually end the show, all of us agreeing. I mean, I'm in agreement with you off the Ward 3, Sauce 2, and Pat Surtain 1. He's just, that man's, like Ed said, locks down whatever side of the field he's on. You don't have to worry. But Sauce, honestly, Sauce was amazing in his first year. It's hard to say as a Dolphins fan, but I'm worried that he could be the next coming of Darrelle Revis in New York. He played amazing last year. But just based off of what Surtain's done, play consistent wise, because there was a few times that Sauce kind of showed that he was a rookie. I would have to say, yeah, Ward, Sauce, and then Surtain.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. Yes. One thing I like about Sauce though is how versatile he is. You can line him up in the slot too as well. You can line him up on tight ends, which is rare for a cornerback too. So
he's big for a corner.
He's huge, bro. Facts. But yeah, Pat Surtain is just a classic locked on corner, bro. You can't do anything about it, you know. So, but yeah, I'm glad we agree. Like Jay Buzz said. And also, guys, that concludes our show for today. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a like before you leave. Please, if you thought we said anything stupid or you don't agree with what we said, please leave a comment. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. But like I said, go ahead and follow us everywhere. That's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff at 352 Blitz. Like I said, always one word. And we appreciate you guys. We love y'all. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. Take it easy.